On this episode of Nugget Project, we are back at Phillip Island. So we're back at Phillip Island. You know, I always wondered why there's a Melbourne sign over the bridge, because we're 2 hours from Melbourne, but I think they're actually talking about the weather, because it can be sunny one minute, raining the next. We've had it's almost sunny now. It rained 20 minutes ago. It's gonna rain again in 5-10 minutes. This is the only place in the world where I've been cold, wet, and sunburnt all at the same time. It's very strange. But we're back to try out the car now. We took it to Bathurst after all the changes, but obviously I'd never driven Bathurst before, so there was no benchmark. Now I have driven this track quite a bit, so I'm really keen to see how the car's gonna go with all the changes, new suspension, tires, engine, everything. We just hopefully can get some dry laps, because at the moment it's quite wet and I'm not very good in the wet, I'll admit that, and it's because of my lack of seat time. And my lack of seat time is because of lack of money. So don't ask me why I don't have any more seat time unless you want to pay for it. So we'll go out there, hopefully it's going to dry up. It's looking about 10:30, it's going to dry up, and it's about 9:30 now, so we might get a wet quali, and then hopefully, if everything's all good, we'll go out and hit it up for a good race. We've got 3 races today, one day race today, really good. No accommodation, none of that. It's a cheap budget affair. I'm in the pits here with Scott, and we've got a little shelter, and that's all we're doing. So let's go racing. Alrighty, dummy grid. One of the most nervous parts of the day, but it's all good. My mate Doug came down to help me out, which is freaking awesome. Good to see him again. He came to Bathurst. So anyway, we'll go out, have a run, see what happens. Stay out of trouble in the wet. And it is wet. So yes, this was a very wet qualifying, and I don't actually have any wet tyres. So the wet tyres for the XLs, because they're a control tyre, it's the same federal tyre, but basically we go out, do a session on them, road them in, and then we just save them as full grip tyres for the wet. However, I only have my buffed race tyres, just a bit short of money at the moment, so I don't have any other tyres except for some old sets. And yeah, the buffed race tyres aren't that great in the wet. To be fair, better than I expected, but yeah, not ideal. You really want that really chunky grip to get rid of the water, but look, you know what? They did okay. As you can see here, a lot of people got caught out in the wet, especially on turn 2 there. It's a bit off camber and it really catches the back out on a lot of cars. And yeah, I had a lot of people spin in front of me. There's another one. But you know, it was all incidents by themselves. They all just kind of spun, got back on track, and there was no damage or no problems. But yeah, look, it was a good session, and I slowly nudged up on it. This is still early on. I was just being very cautious, easy on the throttle, easy on the brakes, and then just slowly nudged up and started to actually get a bit of decent time. Here's Paul Dallas having his spin coming around the second last corner. Yeah, he wasn't the only one. Everybody got caught out in this. But it was a good session. I had a lot of fun, and it was nice to kind of drive the car in slippery conditions and start to get it floating and moving, and yeah, it was cool. I enjoyed it. So, qualifying's over. That was very wet. I pretty much took it easy. I haven't really done a lot of driving in the wet, so it was good. I kept stepping up on it and getting faster and faster, and it was kind of fun by the end, you know. But a lot of oil on the track. You would have seen how many people spun in front of me. It was pretty wild. So, yeah, anyway, got a couple of laps in. I qualified 18th, which I don't even know how many cars are in. Natsoff's down today, so we can't look at the times. But, yeah, I think it's all good. We'll start there, and hopefully we get a dry race, but kind of half raining, half night, half sun, who knows. So yeah, I'll go out there and send it and have a bit of fun, and is what it is. Alright, here we go, race one. It is wet. Wetter than we expected. Oh well, let's go do it. Stay out of trouble. Race one was a lot of fun. It was still, as you can see, quite greasy and quite wet, but some parts of the track were starting to dry up, some were wet. It was a bit all over the place, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. Once I got in the groove there and started to get the car floating around a bit, it felt really nice, and it was good fun. And it was great having a battle with Emma here. Emma's, yeah, she's a fantastic driver, and she held me off really well, and it was really good to sort of have good, clean, close racing and sort of trusting in each other to do the right thing. It was really cool. That's pretty much the end of race one for the footage. There wasn't much more that happened after this, just a good little battle with Emma. I was pretty pumped, it was good fun. We had a few more laps and that was it. Good fun racing. All right, race one done, and it was my first proper kind of wet race where I went out and race, and it was good fun. Like, it was a bit slick. I had great battles with Emma. That was really cool. Like, chasing around, she held me off for 2 laps, like blocking, and managed to get past her, and then sort of wanted to chase the guys in front, but just didn't have enough laps to catch up. I was gaining, but slowly, and it wasn't going to happen. But yeah, it was cool. The car felt amazing and started to get it moving a bit, which was nice, you know, sort of trusting where the grip was and wasn't. But yeah, now we may have some sun, hopefully. So if it dries up, we'll adjust the tyre pressures. I might put a little bit more toe out in the back and make it a bit more snappy, but we'll see what it does. You never know with the island, it's a weird place. Okay, so race 2, the track was drying up, it was getting pretty good and it got drier and drier as the race went on. I was having a lot of fun, the car felt really fast and I was feeling good. However, I almost didn't post this entire video because of this race and because of what I did soon, and you'll see it coming up. But I've always been honest with you guys. I've always shared my experiences, including when I do the wrong thing. And in this race, I did the wrong thing and I admit it freely. And I still feel very bad about it. Anyway, let's keep watching the racing. As you'll see, we had some really good, fun, close racing. These guys and girls are such good people to race against, and majority of the time we give each other a lot of racing room and are very respectful of each other. So this next part is a lesson in what not to do. Now, I like to think I always give people racing room and don't do dumb things. Look, I was on a flyer, I felt I was fast and I should not have made this move, but I did, and look, I've got no excuse for it. I went for a dive, I didn't make it, I shouldn't have made it, and I feel terrible that I've damaged this guy's car, because it's not something I ever wanted to do. So, yeah, pretty dumb. Look, I thought I had more grip, honestly. I felt the car felt really grippy and really good. Obviously, it was a little sketchy coming over Lukey there, but that was just, you know, I was pushing hard to catch up to the group and I had pace, and look, it was dumb. And yeah, if you guys can learn anything from me, that was just one of those dumb things. I went and saw him straight away. Like, I didn't even stop the cameras or anything in the car. I jumped out the car, ran through the pits, went to go and find him. I apologised. He was really good about it. He's a really nice guy, and I feel terrible that damaged his car. I have offered, I don't know what I can do, but to help in fixing the car if I can. At the end of the day, it's racing, but it was dumb, and yes, it was my fault. So for the rest of the race, I had great battles with the guy here in a Superior Foods car. My car was pretty rickety. I had a front left wheel was pretty buckled and my toe was out by 12 mil, but you know, we swapped positions a ton of times and had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, coming into Honda here, because he does a big dive on Honda, and so I was kind of expecting that. So as we came in, I was looking in my mirror, I saw he was coming, and I gave him room, let him go, and went to do the crisscross in. Unfortunately, this happened. And the guy who I hit earlier ran at the back of me very hard. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't planning on going wide around the outside. You know, I could see he was making the move, so I was going to tuck in behind him as we normally do. And yeah, he ran up the back of me pretty hard. I Obviously an honest mistake, and yeah, that sucks, but yeah, the underneath of my car's pretty bent and dented up, so I have to pull all that apart, but that's, you know, that's fine, and honestly, I deserve it after what I did to his car, but yeah, clashing with the same car twice on one race is not cool. It's just, yeah, it's a terrible situation. I feel terrible about it now, but it's racing and I've done all I can. I've apologised and I just vow to kind of never do it again. You can see here, Superior Fairies up the inside again. We did the old crisscross, zipped him beside him, got some pace. Didn't quite hold him off, but I gave it a crack. This was good racing with him. He was really good fun and we had some good battles. It was great. Heaps of racing room. Coming onto the straight here, I had a good draft on this guy. This was the last lap, and as we came up to the finish line, unfortunately I just didn't get the pace and just didn't get past him in time, so he got me. And then gave a very sorry wave to the gentleman who I hit, and as I said, I did go and find him in the pits straight away. Okay, that wasn't the race I wanted. I was feeling pretty good, had some good battles, and then yeah, I was just very quick on this guy's butt, and I had pace in him. I wanted to get past, and coming down into MG, I thought I had the move. I thought he saw me, and yeah, he turned. I couldn't pull up in time, and I've hit him in the side, and I feel terrible. Like, it's damaged his car a bit, and I genuinely feel bad. Like, I'd never want to be the cause of damaging someone's car. I went and apologised. He was really good about it. He's obviously upset, and understandably I feel terrible. I've offered to help if I can. I don't know what I can do, but yeah, I mean, my car's fine. I've destroyed one of my wheels from Mish's. It's buckled to hell, so that's in the bin. It just needs some new panels and some paint. It's fine, whatever. I just feel bad for him, you know. So I've taped the car up, we've changed the wheels. The alignment was all out of whack, so go out and do this again. But yeah, I genuinely feel bad, and if you're watching, I'm so sorry, bud. Like, I know I came to apologise, but I thought I had the move. It's just, yeah, sorry, dude. Anyway, we'll go out, we'll do this, got one more race, so go out and try and keep it clean. So race 3, I was feeling pretty sheepish, to be honest, and still want to give it a bit of a nudge, but I was on the wrong line here. I had the guy up the inside here from the last race incident, and I was very nervous about being anywhere near him. I did not want to wreck his day any further, so I just gave him heaps of room and just let him go, because I'm not getting in that fight. And I did lose another position here. Actually, I lost a lot of positions. Coming into Honda here, you'll see everybody did big dives, and I went, you know what? I'm out of this, and just gave a big old nope and just let everyone go. I looked at my rear view, no one was directly behind me, everyone was doing a move, and I just let them all go. I didn't care about positions at this point, I just wanted to finish the weekend with the car as straight as possible. was exciting. And you can see here from the external view, as I came down the hill, the poor guy here had another impact in exactly the same spot with another driver right there. So I'm sure his car's looking pretty second-hand. I feel sorry for him. Hopefully it's not too bad, it can all be pulled out. Yes, lots of lockups. There was a lot of racing for cheap stations in this one. Everyone was getting pretty excited. And yeah, as I said, I just kind of stayed out of it in this one. I didn't want to get too involved, and you know, had some good battles. This gentleman here, and you know, made up a spot or two, but yeah. So after feeling like a bit of a dork after my earlier incident, I pretty much just wanted to, I had clean air and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for a nice track time, see what sort of times I can get out of this car. There was a group in front of me, I thought I'd chase them down. Unfortunately, I had my old tyres on the back because of my damaged wheels, so I had an old tyre unbuffed. And coming into turn one here, I decided to come in a bit too hot and those rear tyres just let go. Bam, into the kitty litter. Now this kitty litter has just been redone by Phillip Island and it is deep. The car just went straight up to the axles and I was in it. This is not how I wanted to end the day. Tyres just didn't have the grip I thought they did. Just overcooked it. Idiot. Thank you. Sorry.
hardest sand trap in the world, eh?
Yeah, go off for turn 4.
Yeah, cool, thanks. Sorry about that, boys, just overcooked it.
Where you go?
Well, I feel like a dork. That was not how I wanted to end today. Like, after having an incident with old mate and feeling really shitty about that, I wanted to race cleanly, and you would have seen in that race that I actually let him go. Like, he ran wide, and I could have gone. I just backed out and I let him go. I'm like, I'm not getting involved with you again. I don't want to even risk anything, so I let him go. And then had some good battles with some others, which was pretty wild. They were all over the place, and it was good. And the car felt pretty good, but because I damaged that wheel on the front, we had to put the good buffed pair on the front and then put my unbuffed old tires on the back. And unfortunately, the back just felt loose, and I was pushing and trying to get some good times because I was kind of by myself and chasing the guy in front, and the back came around a little bit on turn 1, and then I locked it up straight into the gravel trap. And honestly, that gravel is deep. I kept my foot in and tried to move, and it was on its belly. It was bad, and I sat there, and I'll tell you what, sitting in a gravel trap, knowing you're in the line of fire of other cars, is really daunting, because I couldn't see anything in my mirrors. I just sat there like, I hate this. But it was the last lap, so I crashed out in the last lap, so I got a DNF, which is my first DNF in a race ever. Sucks. And then the big Jeep thing came and towed me out, and it's so deep that he was spinning all 4 wheels trying to tow me. I ended up having to put it in gear and help him drive it out. This car now look at it. Look at this poor thing. It came here mint, and it is covered in mud. All the bumpers scratched up. That panel's broken. The inner metal bumper's broken. The headlight indicator. My trick trailer's banner lasted 1 day because we put it on when it was wet, but what are you gonna do? This poor thing looks like an absolute mess, and it's all my fault. So I'll freely admit that, yeah, I did some things today I'm not proud of. I tried to drive, you know, I wanted to do well. I wanted to get some good times. I wanted to do some good racing, and I feel like I did with a lot of people. Just that incident with old mate I feel really bad about that. That's it for today. I think we're gonna have to put the car in the shed for a little bit. I don't have any more money. We've just bought something very expensive, and so we're gonna have to watch funds. And but I will document fixing this up because it's disgusting. And yeah, we'll get back to you soon. But I think the next race is here, another one day in July, where we've got Shane Chancellor coming from South Australia, which I'm very excited about. He's a great guy. I'm really looking forward to showing him around the island. He'll be faster than me within about 10 laps. So awesome. So yeah, check back then. And yeah, sorry again for being a dork, guys. I try to be good. I try to be a clean racer. Doesn't always work out. We'll see you in the next episode. So before we finish the video, obviously that was a bit of a downer to finish on, and a bit of a downer of a video in the end. But there was some good positives to come out of this. So the island is a bit of a benchmark for me. I've raced there probably the most, and I wanted to take the car back there after all these changes and see if the car had improved time-wise. And well, in that last race, I managed to knock 3 seconds off my personal best. So I am stoked with that. That is a huge gain. And it also puts me up, so the quickest guys in the Masters class in that race were about 2 seconds quicker than me, maybe even a little less. So I'm really happy with that. You know, that's put me up sort of up in the upper mid pack, and I'm really happy with those times. So that's great. And there's at least another second in my driving. You know, I've got a lot I can improve on if I can get the seat time, if I can afford it. Obviously, seat time costs money, but yeah, I think that's really cool. 3 seconds off my PB, I'm stoked on that. And you know what? Had some great racing. Yes, we had an incident, but the rest of the racing was really good fun. We got to race in the wet, got to race in the dry, had some great battles with everyone else. It was really good fun. So not a complete downer of a weekend. Yeah, we got some repairs to do to the car. Yeah, I still feel sheepish about what happened. I feel like a dork, but yeah, pretty cool. Got to look at the positives. And yeah, in the next video, I don't know what we'll be doing. We'll either be fixing this or hopefully looking at the new Nugget headquarters, which will be happening soon. Very exciting. And Then we've got a race in July at the island with our mate Shane Chancellor from South Australia, so I'm very excited about that. Don't know which video will come first, probably fixing this thing, I guess, but you'll see that very soon on the Nugget Project. Thanks for watching, guys.